there, YouTube! Darryl back at you again for another episode of Darryl's Vape Tape. So the topic of the day, the Wismec Reuleaux RX 200. And what a fucking fantastic device for 50 bucks. What a awesome device. Like, I thought there were some better deals out there, some good deals. But for a actual 200 watt device, most of the other 200 watt devices that come from China, they regulate them as 200 watts, but they don't run 200 watts. This guy will actually do 200 watts. And a triple 18650 battery life for fucking days. I mean, I get anywhere from 2.5 days on my vaping. So, I mean, that'll change if you guys vape at a little higher watts. I vape anywhere from 70 to 80 watts. And this fucker performs fantastic. I can read all the way down to 0.05 in nickel, titanium, or stainless steel mode. And I can read all the way down to 1 in Kanthal mode. So, I mean, what a great device. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and dive down close and up close and personal with this sumbitch. Now, this will be the front of the package right here. Let's go ahead and take a gander around the rest of it. You can see on the bottom here, I have the black one, but it also comes in white and teal. Alright, take this top cover off right here, and the star of the show right there, the Reuleaux RX 200. Let's set that to the side and see what else we got in here. Take this top off right here, and right here, this is just a battery warning card telling you to use non-torn batteries. Make sure you're using quality. Alright, this is just the Reuleaux RX 200 quick, guys. Goes through all the motions and settings in the mod itself. Alright, and then on the bottom here, you got a USB cord, and this is for upgradable firmware. Set all this back in here real fast. And the star of the show, right here, the Reuleaux RX 200. Couple specs for you real fast. She's 84 millimeters by 50 millimeters by 40 millimeters, okay? Right here on the top, you can see the Reuleaux emblem right there. And right here on the top, you have a spring-loaded 510 gold-plated pin. And this is a 22 millimeter Addy catch cup right here. So all your 22 millimeter devices will sit right inside that ring. And on the bottom here, it just says Reuleaux RX 200. And you also have the Reuleaux emblem right there. You have 4 massive air hole slots right here on the bottom. You also have 2 more, one right here and one on this side. So plenty and plenty of battery venting holes, okay? And right here you have your fire button, your wattage up and your wattage down button, and your menu screen. On the bottom, this is your USB port right here. And on the back panel, you can see where you pull this out right here. On each side, you have a little pull. And you pull that, and that's how you get to your battery panel, okay? So right here, you can see in the back there, got negative, negative, positive, positive, and right on the front, it says positive and negative. All these are spring-loaded for your negative connections. All my batteries that I have fit really in there. I mean, they all work fine. I mean, it's awesome battery life out of this guy. You can see right here, you have 4 magnet spots, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And also, on your battery cover, you have the same 4 battery slots. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, let me go ahead and pop some batteries in here real fast, and then we'll go through the settings on this guy. Alright, you can see that all my batteries right here are labeled. So I got B1, B2, and B3. You want to charge and discharge all these batteries together. The same batteries that you're using for this one, you want to make sure you have them. Alright, so one thing I want to point out, this is definitely going to be a con for some of you guys. Right here, you can see the green battery right there on that inner panel. The batteries are in there. This is in there as snug as it'll go. It won't go any far, but you can still see that. There's a lot of play in there. Same play on this side. You can see right through there straight to the green batteries on the inside. So that won't go any tighter. That's as tight as it'll go, and it's just there. So I definitely see that. Alright, so let's click to the power button, brings life to it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and there she is. So right over here on the side, you can see you got your resistance meter, your voltage, and your battery life. So in wattage mode, she'll go all the way down to 1.1 watts. I do believe that she's supposed to go down to 1 watts, but mine only goes down to 1.1, so that's as far as we can go. And it also goes up to 200 watts. And this sumbitch scrolls pretty fucking fast. I'm not speeding this up at all. That's just all speed right there. Bam, all the way up to 200 watts. And it also scrolls in 0.1 increments if you needed it to, okay? So to get the stealth on, it's power up and wattage down at the same time. Turn the stealth on. Stealth on. Stealth off. Alright, so to get into the different settings, it's just going to be 3 clicks of the power button. 1, 2, 3. And then you're in nickel mode. So we're reading 100 degrees Celsius, and it goes up to 315 degrees Celsius. Now, these settings are going to be the same on stainless steel and titanium settings. So then it stops once you get to 315. You click it again, and it goes right into Fahrenheit. So we're reading 200 degrees Fahrenheit, and it reads 200 to 600 degrees Fahrenheit. Okay? If you want to adjust your wattage over here, you click the power button 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. And now we're reading wattage right here. Okay? So 200 watts all the way down to the same 1.1 watts. And it scrolls a little slower, but still pretty quick. And it actually goes down to 1 watts when you're on nickel mode, so that's a new thing for me. Alright, so when you're in nickel mode, if you want to lock the resistance in there, wattage up in the power button at the same time. And you can see I just locked the resistance in. Alright, same thing to unlock. And there it is, alright? So when the device is off, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you can flip the screen by pressing wattage up and wattage down at the same time. And it flips the screen over for you. So if you're a left-hander, there you go. It flipped the screen. Same thing to flip it back the other way. Alright? And when the device is on, if you want to lock the device, you press wattage up and wattage down at the same time, and it locks the device there for you. Then to unlock it, same thing. Alright? And that's pretty much about it, folks. So we just got done taking an up-close and personal look at this beast. We're going to take it back up top. We're going to take a couple vapes on it and let you guys know how it performs. And also we're going to go over the pros and cons. So right now I'm running the Hercules Plus on here, running 75 watts. I'm reading 0.22 resistance. Let's take a vape. This device performs fucking great. And there's a lot to say about this device. So let's go ahead and jump into the pros and cons, alright? First big pro for me, triple 18650. Alright? I'm running 70 to 75 watts, you know, sometimes 80 watts, and I'm getting anywhere from a day and a half to 2 straight days of battery life. I'm running 3,000 mAh batteries, and I cannot complain about the battery life on this thing. It performs great, alright? The next big pro for me, all my tanks and addies sit really nice and flush on this thing. I really like that 22 millimeter catch cup on there. When I put my 22 millimeter devices on here, they sit right inside that catch cup and it makes it look really nice. Alright? The next pro for me is for a bigger device, it fits really nice in the hand. It's comfortable. Left hand, right hand, it doesn't matter. It just fits really good. Alright? The next big pro for me is nice clicky power button, wattage up, wattage down buttons. Really nice clicky. I don't think they're ever going to stick. No springiness, smushiness on them at all. Alright? Really like that. Alright? For the next big pro for me is I can read all the way down to 0.05 on this guy in the temp settings. Alright? And that's great because I can put my nickel twisted builds in here and get great on the nickel settings. Alright? It just performs awesome on those. Okay? The next big pro for me is this is probably the first 200 watt device that I've gotten out of China that actually does 200 watts of power, okay? All the other devices say they do 200 watts, but they do roughly 150 watts. This is the first one that I put my hands on that actually does 200 watts, alright? The next big pro for me, and there's a lot of pros, so, you know, just sit down. But the next big pro for me is the RX 200 chips performs great, alright? It was made by Joytech. Joytech and Wismec, they, you know, copied together to make this chip, and it performs great. I really, really do like it, alright? If we're not talking DNA chips, we're talking to straight regulated device. This is probably the best mod that I put my hands on to date right now, okay? So, the next big pro for me is gonna be $45 for this guy. You can't beat that. $45 for a 200 watt triple 18650? I mean, you can't beat that at all. I mean, I've looked. $45 is the cheapest I found it. I found it from $45 to $60. I'll make sure I put the links in the description where you can get it for $45, alright? So, get into the cons. There is a few, alright? The first con for me is there's gaps in this thing all over. I mean, all around this battery panel, there's gaps in it. If I look straight in there, I can actually see my battery through the battery panel there. Okay, so that's definitely got to be mentioned. If you're an OCD guy and you want everything to fit nice, tight, and flush, this might not be the device because there's definitely some gaps in there, alright? The next con for me is when I first got my hands on this device, there was definitely some issues, alright? Definitely the wattage wasn't really working right. I couldn't really scroll as fast as I would like. I mean, things just weren't working right. When I did the firmware upgrade, everything works great now. No issues at all. And I didn't mention that, but that's definitely a pro. Firmware upgradable, and it actually works, and it works great. I mean, it took probably 5 minutes and I had it upgraded, alright? So that's a great pro for me, alright? So, I mean, if you guys are looking for a triple 18650 200 watt device that does stainless steel, titanium, and nickel mode, you gotta get your hands on the Reuleaux RX 200. It is a phenomenal device. I would recommend it to anybody, a beginner, an expert. If you're a beginner and you buy this device, you're never going to have to buy another device ever again. I mean, it does everything that a vapor would need it to do. I mean, it's just an awesome device. There's not much too much more to say about it. So I think that's pretty much going to sum it up for me today. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe and like this video. I'll be giving one of these away next week, so if you want a chance to win one of these, you got to be a subscriber to win. So I'll be doing that video here in the next couple weeks. But, you know, that's pretty much it. So you just remember,